guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sequoia. If you are new, thank you so much for joining. So today I have for you a full face using all Milani, so everything on my face. Created this look for you today with Milani products, and if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. Alright, so starting off, I'm going to keep my routine same as usual, and we're going to go in with brows first. Alright, so I didn't have any brow products from Milani, so I did have to grab something from them for brows. So I got their Easy Brow Eye Pencil, and this is in the shade Dark Brown. It almost reminds me a lot of the e.l.f. one because it's smaller at the tip, but then you can see where it starts to get a little fatter. So don't start twisting it out because it will not go back down. So just gonna go in and brush out the brows and do my brow routine per usual. Alright, so initial thoughts on the brow. The brow pencil is extremely pigmented. Why can't I say that? If you're either, you know, just starting out in brows, or, you know, you're looking for something that's a little bit more lightweight, this may not be a product you like because it's extremely pigmented. Like, I'm not used to my brows being this dark, so I probably would go in. I could have probably went a shade up. So if they had a brown, this was the only other shade other than taupe that they had at my store, so I had to go in with this one. But wow, it's very pigmented. I think once I get my full face on, it won't seem so like in your face, but just going in, it's a nice product. I do like how I like the waxiness of it. I think it's a really nice brow pencil. It's just really dark. So that's it about that. So actually first I'm going to go in with the primer. This is their Milani Prime Perfection Face Primer, the hydrating and pore minimizing primer. I have used this in the past, and I'm just from past experiences, it's not my favorite. I almost think it breaks me out. I'm hoping that's not the case, so I'm gonna use it today just for the sake of the video. But I remember it not being my favorite and not being very hydrating. It almost has a very strong chemically kind of smell. I'm just going to put it on this part of my face. I'm not really going to take it anywhere else because, I don't know. It has a very strong smell right now. It's making me a little nervous to have it on my face. So, let's hope I don't break out. And then I'm just going to go in with the foundation, which is a lot darker than my skin tone right now. So, hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. Alright, so as you guys can see, it's a little bit darker than my skin right now, but hopefully with concealer and everything I'll be able to work that out. But I'm just gonna use what I have left so I don't waste any product, and I'm just going to get a little bit more full coverage look. So now that we have foundation on, I'm going to move on to concealer. Nothing new here. One of my favorite drugstore concealers, their Retouch and Erase. And I've been squeezing the life out of this tube, trying to get every little bit I can out of it because it's that good. So that's the concealer I'm going to be using today. Alright, so I'm going to let my concealer under my eyes sit just a little bit so that I can really get maximum coverage. So I'm going to take their highlight and contour and conceal stick down to the bottom of the barrel on this too. So I'm going to take this NYX highlight brush, and I'm going to use it to buff out my contour. I told you guys I've really been liking to use this brush to do that for some reason. Alright, now to set my everywhere that I put concealer, I'm going to try their Prep and Set. This is their transparent face powder. It is a stark white powder, another one of those risky ones, especially for dark skin. So I'm hoping that it's not too bright, but as you can see, it's a bit white. So I'm going to take my this is my Morphe E48 brush, and I'm just going to lightly set those areas. So first thoughts on the powder. Actually not so bad. I've never tried it before, but I think it actually does come off pretty transparent, at least on my skin tone. So I'm actually really impressed with that. I thought it would give me like a little bit of a white cast. I'm not sure how it'll take in pictures, but I think initially just going on the skin, I can see that it feels really soft under the eyes. I'll have to let you guys know down in the description box. So go ahead and check there to let you know if it actually does set the under eyes really nicely, and if it makes anything crease, because that really is a big thing. So I will let you guys know that. Just check down in the description box. Alright, and because Milani does not have a bronzer that is deep enough for my skin tone, I'm just going to have to go in with one of my regulars just to set that area. And because I know how this bronzer or how this cream contour works, I know that is a really good one. So I'm just going to set with my CoverGirl Queen collection, just so that nothing goes sloughing off. Alright, so now we are going to move on to the eyes. It's going to be a fairly simple look, so I'm going to take the Milani, I guess you guys know it's Milani by now. I'm going to take their eyeshadow primer and set down my eyes first. Alright, so now that we have that, I only have 2 of their eyeshadow palettes. So I have number 1, which is their Must Have Naturals palette. And then I also have their Bare Necessities, which is also a really nice one. So I might kind of dabble into both of them, but I know that I'm going to go in with this one because it has a light enough shade for me to set down my primer with. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here to set down that primer. Alright, so going into the Bare Necessities palette, I'm going to take this chocolatey brown shade and mix it in with this other kind of matte bronzy shade and use that as a transition shade. Now that I've got you guys zoomed in a little bit, still just going in back and forth with those 2 shades as a transition. It's going to be kind of a smoky bronzy kind of look, but very easy because these palettes, you know, there's only so much you could do with 6 shades. Alright, and I'm just going to take my Wet n Wild blending brush and only going in with that light shade just to kind of soften up the edges. I feel like it's a little harsh. And for a brow bone highlight, I am actually going to use, I like that these palettes actually come with a real brush and not those little spongy weird things. So I'm going to take this pretty golden shade here as a brow bone highlight. Very powdery though, so be very careful. Because I like the shades in the Bare Necessities palette a little bit more, I'm going to pack this shade here on the lid, but I may mix it in with a little bit of this one here because it has a little bit of a pinky tone to it. But first, I'm going to wet my brush, and I usually just do this with this little spray bottle of water that I have here. I'm going to go on in. Alright, and I just put that all over the lid. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And because these shades are really powdery, I'm going to go in with my Morphe M506 and just blend the edges of this out. Alright, and going in with this brush again, I'm actually going to take the black in this shade to kind of deepen things up a bit. I've actually never used this black, but it seems very, very dark. Alright, so for the eyes right now, this is how I'm going to keep them. I'm actually going to go in with an inner corner highlight on this e.l.f. pencil brush, and I'm going to take that pinky shade since I didn't use it on the lid. I'm going to use it as an inner corner highlight. Alright, so now I'm going to do a simple winged liner, and I'm going to use, this is their Eye Tech Extreme eyeliner. So I'm going to create a nice, whoa, do you guys see how long that felt tip is? I don't know about this. We'll see. Alright, so I totally judged that liner way too quickly. Even though the felt tip was super, super long, I actually really like this liner, and I found it to be extremely easy to create a sharp point. I mean, I actually had a lot easier time than I do with most of my eyeliners, so alright, Milani, I actually really like this. This is really nice. Right, so we will move back onto the under eye, and I'm going to go into the Bare Necessities palette, and as a transition shade, I'm going to take the brown for the under eye first. Right, and to deepen it up a bit, I'm going to take the black on my Lottie London brush and very lightly on the outer corners. To finish off this look, I'm going to go in with their Trifecta mascara. This is supposed to lengthen, curl, and separate the lashes, and I'm all for that. Since they don't have any falsies, I just wanted to go in with mascara for this look, but to really glam it up, you can go in with a pair of falsies, but we're going to try to build up these natural lashes, y'all. Alright, so I say comparing with the mascara, I mean, you can see it does lengthen them. I think they do look really nice and pretty long for the most part. I don't care too much for it for the bottom lashes. I don't think it does enough for them there, but I mean, it's not so bad. Alright, so moving back onto the face, mascara and everything is done. I'm gonna go in with my favorite Milani blush. This is the Baked Blush in Berry Amore. Alright, and unfortunately, I really wanted to get my hands on their powder highlights, but no matter where I go, I can never find them. So I'm just going to use the highlight side of this, even though I did set down powders. Let's just hope that everything works out. Swipe it and use my finger to blend it out. Yep, that just kind of blended away to nothing. So I'm just actually going to take some on my finger like this, try to build it up. I mean, it's very, very faint and very subtle, but this is all I got, y'all. Alright, so on its own, this highlight is not meant to blind you. Like, it's not going to knock your socks off. It does give you kind of a dewy type of glow, so I think this would be really nice if you wanted to use it either for maybe a no makeup kind of look, or even just a very kind of dewy fresh look and you don't want to set it down. I think this could work. All right, and now to set the face with this swig of the Makeup Blast setting spray. The mist on this thing is great, and it really does kind of give you a little bit more of a dewy look because this the foundation isn't super dewy, but it's not a drying matte, but it's not dewy either. So the setting spray really does help give you some life. I almost forgot to do my lip color. So crazy. So, alright, so for lip color, I'm going to go in with their Amore Matte Lipstick in the shade Loved. Very pretty kind of pinky pale color. Alright, and I thought I had a brown lip liner from Milani, but I can't seem to find it, so I'm going to cheat here and use my MAC Chestnut. Alright, and I took a little bit of their Bahama Beige and put it right on top to kind of tone it down a little bit. It's too pink. Well, now it's a little more nude, which looks a lot better. Alright guys, so that completes this makeup look. This is my full face using Milani, and overall thoughts, I mean, most of the products I have tried before, so as far as the setting powder goes, I think it still looks great. It doesn't seem to be creasing on my under eyes at all, so that's really good. So I actually surprisingly like it a lot, so I give it a thumbs up on that. I mean, I like the mascara. I think it's pretty good. It's not the best. I have used better, so it's not my favorite, but I don't hate it either. I'm just not the biggest fan of rubber wands, but I think it did give the lashes a lot of volume and lengthen them, so I will say that I like that. And then the brow product is just something to get used to. It just gives you a very bold brow, so you have to be very careful when using that. But other than that, I really enjoyed most of the products. I love Milani as a brand. Their makeup is pretty freaking amazing for the price, and I've got to say a lot of their products haven't let me down, and I've been very faithful to them. So that is all for this look. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and also comment down below some of your favorite products by Milani. Alright, so if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's just right there. Hit subscribe. Also hit the notification button so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. I upload 3 times a week. And also follow me on my social media. I will leave it here on the screen for you guys. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!